Hey everybody, it's Michael, and I'm getting ready to do the final episode of Tales from the Crypt, but I wanted to go ahead and walk you through actually to show you kind of what Steve was, what everything was like with everything. So come on in here and everything. I'm going to be doing Tales in a little bit, but I wanted just to go ahead and point out that this, for example, was your little care station. It has your gloves, all of your medical stuff and everything like that, and nail files and baby powder and everything, and some pictures I put up here for the shot. Over there is a box of Tagaderm. Is really important. You can't have enough Tagaderm during this station, but Yankee Candle Bear from, I think it's from Candy Knox. Ron, his brother, gave him the Barbie little thing, and let me just scoot around here, Cal. Lovely D. Freeman, which I'll be talking about lately, was courtesy of, the Dicky toothbrush, very important to have, Mommy Dearest, and the Quotable Bitch, which Steve was very fond of. He actually quit smoking a week before using the e-cigs, so he promotes them very highly, and we'll talk about that a little bit later today on Tales. But this was what Steve looked at every day from this room for. He was bedridden for 3 or 4 years. I think it was 3 years that he was actually really bedridden, but this is what he actually looked at. Aaron Skaggs did these for Steve and 4D and stuff, but it's D. Freeman and Steve as Miley Cyrus and whoever the chick is. And then Dee was very upset about this because Aaron couldn't bejewel hers. So of course Steve made a reference to it's because he was white, she was black. So it's one of those things that we'll talk about tonight. But and then this was the daily regimen that took care of everything. And then actually, come over here, Cal. If anybody is in need of a ProTime monitor, these things are very, very expensive. It measures the INR rate. He had a clotting disorder, so we had to go ahead and monitor his blood weekly, and blood pressure, cuff, yada yada. And then this is all everything from everything you're ever going to need. This is his pain patches. He was really up to 75 milligrams of fentanyl towards the end, and IV prep pads, very, very important to have. Don't forget your tape. But however, that is basically come back to me. That's basically the room that Steve lived in, and lived well. He was a good guy. So I'm going to try and get myself together and then come back and finish up the last episode of Tales from the Crypt. So don't go anywhere. Thanks. Hey everybody, it's Michael and Steve for chapter 32 of Tales from the Crypt. This will be the final episode. I don't look bad on camera, so Vic's in the studio audience. Vic, check and see if I look fat or something. And,
no, you look fine.
Really? Okay.
Kelly says so too.
Kelly Whitney in the studio audience. Susie Jennings Gibbs couldn't be here, neither could Candy Knox, but yeah, so I'm sure those who have watched have a few questions as to what exactly happened. Steve went ahead into respite for a little bit of a break. He wanted to get out and see things, and of course the phone always rings, and it's actually Marilyn Bennett calling on the phone. Why don't you pick it up and just say, Marilyn, we're filming Tales, and just hold the line, she can listen to it.
Hello, Marilyn. It's Kelly. How are you?
Actually, give me the phone.
Okay.
Hold
on a second.
She's just gonna love this.
Mar!
Hey, it's Marilyn Bennett. I'm actually filming Tales from the Crypt right now, so I'm gonna actually put you. No. You're gonna stay. Hold the line. I'm filming right now. I'm gonna put you right beside Steve's picture. Okay, so you're here. Okay. Phoning in from Tennessee is Marilyn Bennett.
Live studio audience.
Live studio audience. Really? We're doing international stuff now too. That's really funny you should call. Anyway, so Steve wanted to go into respite. He was in respite. He was in respite for 5 days. The last few days of respite, he was very teary and getting very upset. But it usually happened towards day 5 that he was getting antsy to get back home. But the home in Milford was fantastic. The food was very good. He appreciates the chicken salad and the brownies. And so we got home, we got him changed and washed and comfortable and everything like that, and he was sleepy from the drive, so we let him sleep. He woke up around 7. Susie Jennings came over, we made chicken, potatoes and stuff. He had a cigarette, one of his e-cigs, because he actually did put smoking torch in. And so he wanted to set up a chat, and his the meds were screwing with him. So I said, why don't you take a nap, and then we'll chat in the morning and everything like that. And we had a few personal words that will remain personal, of course. But then he went to bed. We went to bed and everything like that. Woke up in the morning around 7:30 because I had to pee. I'm old, and popped my head into the room, and he was lying back with his mouth open, which usually he did. So I went and peed and came back, and I stood by the door and was watching his chest, and nothing was moving. So I came closer, and then when I got closer, he had passed. The funny thing is that he wasn't cold, he was still kind of warm. There was no rigor mortis and everything like that, so he must have just passed within actual minutes. I'm sure the coroner report will go ahead and confirm that. But so then that was it. I was instructed to tape his eyes shut because he was to be an eye donor, and so I taped his eyes shut, which is it's really fucking weird, to tell you the truth. It's a weird thing to do. Anywho, then he phoned hospice. Hospice came in, took care of everything. Blah blah blah. There was mama drama. Those who are in the loop will certainly know, and continues to be mama drama. But other than that, Steve donated his body to science. He's at the University of Delaware. He'll be there for studies on secondary progressive multiple sclerosis and just anatomical studies as well at the university for new students. And he wanted to be the tail out of the center of attention, so now he'll be the center of attention underneath some hot college guys. So he's happy that way. I'm happy he chose that. His ashes will not be available for about a year, so between now and then, I'm thinking that in about a month and a half, we'll have a memorial service just here at the house. I would love Shelley Wren, Debbie Tibbles, Drew Stevens, I'm going to forget names, so just remember. Gina wants to come out, Mark can come out, but we'll try and have as many people here to go ahead and give them an honorable send-off. I want to go ahead and thank some people wholeheartedly from my heart. Julie Webb, Mick O'Connor, and Sally Bale. And the Reiki Circle, I can't thank you enough for providing me with all the purple and white light. It did make a difference, and he was very, very noticeable of that. Susie Jennings. Susie's a really good shit, man. I would sign her up on Facebook. Susie actually was the one who came in and helped the nurse get Steve ready. She washed his hair, she trimmed his eyebrows and stuff like that, because I've been doing it for so long. I thought let someone else trim his eyebrows. All of his Facebook pals, seriously, towards the end, Steve's eyesight degenerated to the point where he couldn't see the television set. So that's why he took a hiatus from Facebook. And the reason why we didn't have Tales for the last month and a half or so was because whatever we filmed, I thought was just in poor taste to put up, which I just thought, it's no one's business kind of a thing. Sincerely, I want to thank Delaware Hospice, the care team, Michelle, Carrie, Gina, her name's really Gina, I know, I said that, and Barb, Reverend Dave, and Lou. You guys have been superb through all of this, and consider you one of my family. It's just amazing what you do. If you care to give a donation to Delaware Hospice, it's on my page. It'll be on my page. So that's what Steve would have wanted. And last but certainly not least, the incomparable Dee Freeman, who continually provided Steve with a friendship that, seriously, I have editions of Tales from the Crypt and clips that I can't show. You have got to understand those two people were brother and sister, and I don't know how the hell this happened, but they really did love each other, and I thank you, Dee. You really gave them a lot of joy. But I want to thank everybody on Facebook who have sent stuff, and I will forget, like I said, names, but I want to thank you for your support and your kindness, and understanding that, Steve was a pain in the ass, but he was so kind and so good. Mm-hmm. And he was a good husband, he really was. So, anywho, for chapter 33 of Tales from the Crypt. 32.
That's a lot,
a lot of
yeah,
stuff.
that's a lot of tape.
I want to thank you for watching. Do continue to do so. And Steve's page on Facebook will be continued to be maintained by Marilyn, and actually Susie's going to go ahead and help out with that. But I want to thank you all for tuning in and helping me along this journey. You know, I hope we helped, and I hope it makes a difference. So, anyways, love you all, and love from Steve. He's good shit. Thank you, guys.
Yay, we love Steve.
Ooh, and Marilyn on the phone.
Oh, bye, Barb.
Bye.
See you